So in my personal opinion, the iPhone 11 is probably one of the best deals of a majority of devices that are coming around. And considering this thing got iOS 18, considering it might be getting iOS 19 as well, maybe not, we're going to have to see. I am just so excited about this particular device. And I do think in a lot of ways, it's a very good phone that holds up still fairly well for the most part. And I would probably tell you for a lot of people out there, it is a pretty great deal, and I'd probably recommend a vast majority of people to go and pick it up if you really want to. Now, first of all, with the exterior and the body, as always, this thing is the same thing it's been for the last several years since 2019, so like 5 years. You're basically getting that 6.1-inch Retina IPS panel. And for better or for worse, it's a pretty, basic panel. There's not really anything like super crazy going on with this phone that we haven't already seen before. There's a lot of cool stuff going on with all sorts of panels, but with this one, it's pretty basic and there's not really anything that I'd look at and I'd be like, oh my goodness, this is like the best perfect phone of all time. But the panel's okay. The body of this thing still feels very good. It still feels like a very, very premium device, which is something I always look forward to. On top of that, the lightning port at the bottom is great. Getting a dual camera setup on the backside, wireless charging, all sorts of cool stuff going on with this phone that still holds up very well. And the IP certification is very nice to have as well. A big thing to keep in mind with this particular phone, though, something that I keep looking forward to, is the fact that this iPhone on iOS 18 so far has held up extremely well. So far, although this hasn't been like the best perfect phone of all time, it's still a very good phone on the iOS 18. And I do think in a lot of ways that side, this kind of holds up very well from that particular perspective. The fact that you can just go through, buy a phone like this, and still have all these software updates, have all these software versions and features coming around is a very, very cool thing going on for this particular phone. And I really do like the fact that this phone holds up very well from that particular perspective. And once again, I do feel like if I'm going to buy a phone, I do like having a phone that kind of holds up from this particular side, from that particular perspective as well. So I do think that in and of itself is another very, very cool thing to kind of keep in mind with this particular phone. On top of that, another very big thing to keep in mind with this phone too is the fact that within iOS 18, it did get a lot of features within this version of software. Although it didn't get like all the features within this version of software, I still think it got a lot. And I do think that this in and of itself is another very cool thing going on for this particular phone too. And that makes me very happy of buying a phone like this. The fact that it does hold up that well in that particular side, holding up with all these iOS 18 features that this particular phone ended up getting. So I do think that in and of itself is another very, very cool thing going on for this particular phone too. And overall, there are a lot of cool things going on for this particular phone. I think it's held up fairly well for the most part. It's not perfect, but I still think it's a very good phone to go ahead and buy. And I would recommend people to buy it for sure. I think it's a great deal. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.